the audiobook edition of the book by Rebekah Kastelan. It's titled Redeemed, Bought for a Price, Broken for a Purpose. Well, the audiobook just came out, and Rebekah is right here with me now at the show, and we get to talk all about it. Rebekah, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, Rebekah, can you tell me what readers and audiobook listeners are going to find here when they open up Redeemed?
Yeah, so my book is about my life and overcoming adversity and how through that I found hope, healing, and a relationship with God. It's about being real about the pain that we experience and allowing ourselves and others the grace to work through that pain rather than just putting on a smile and pretending everything's okay while you're falling apart inside. And it's also about purpose that can come from pain if we don't just power through it as fast as possible, but rather invite God on a journey and allow him to make something beautiful out of what was once so ugly and bring true healing.
Well, Rebekah, what sorts of readers do you think that this would be best suited for?
I think my ideal reader would be someone who has experienced their own version of brokenness and is searching for a way to find meaning in it and move beyond it. They may be curious about God or may have a relationship with God that they would like to deepen, but ultimately, they have a desire to live their life and their faith more authentically.
So how did this all come about, Rebekah? What inspired you to sit down and get started on your story?
So it was when I began writing the chapter that eventually became entitled God versus Religion that I realized this might be something that I'd like to share with others. That chapter just flowed out of me effortlessly. I had come to appreciate how many painful experiences I endured ultimately led me to know and deepen my relationship with God in a personal way. And I was just so grateful for God's faithfulness and presence in the darkest moments of my life. Really blew my mind that because I had carried so much shame with me and felt so all alone, but I never was alone. He was there with me and he gave me strength to press on and he was protecting me and providing opportunities for me to heal. So it was really with that gratitude that changed me from someone who was ashamed of my past and deeply afraid of letting anyone truly know me to someone who wanted to tell as many people as possible about what God had done for me. So I knew that I wanted to share my story for two reasons: to encourage those that are struggling with pain and brokenness and to share the truth about who God really is, because I believe deep down every person longs to know God, and many are turned off by religion or by religious people and then assume that they want nothing to do with God. But that longing never truly disappears because we're designed by him and for him. So life without him can be profoundly empty as we struggle to find meaning and purpose. So my hope is to offer people a non-religious glimpse into his true nature and what he's really like in the hopes that that'll draw people closer to God.
So once you did get started on this, was this a long journey that you were on overall, the writing and publishing process and everything?
Yeah, it took many years to complete. I would write a little bit and then I would set it aside for long stretches of time. Each time I returned to it, I would reread and reflect and add more, slowly piecing together the fragments of my past. And over time, it felt as if these once isolated parts of my life were finally integrating into the whole of who I was. When you're not allowed to acknowledge your pain, or the healing can't really begin. So writing became my first step in confronting the trauma and a doorway that allowed healing to take place. But the memories were very painful and I could only face them in small pieces. So each time I revisited a memory, it felt a little less overwhelming and a little more tolerable until eventually I could carry the truth without it really crushing me.
Well, I know a lot of people are going to be helped by this book. Again, it's titled Redeemed, Bought for a Price, Broken for a Purpose. It's written by Rebekah Kastelan and published by the Audiobook Network. So go to where you normally get your audiobooks and you'll be able to find it, like Audible and iTunes and Amazon. Well, Rebekah, thank you so much again for coming on the show. It was really nice talking with you tonight.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.